Hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. We're kind of the New Age news around here and just try to go through it together and avoid some of it's kind of really dark and mucky energy, and then we just kind of come back up and we go through the news together, make it a little easier. So I am here 365 days of the year, as are some of you, which is amazing. And 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. If you're watching this on replay, I'm trying to remember. If you're watching this on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed out there, and I timestamp them as I go. So you can always just pick and choose what you're interested in, or if something happens, or I've got to run out of the room for some reason, or whatever, you can just go blip and go to the next thing. So, if you want to support what I'm doing here, then just anything you can is appreciated. A like, a subscribe. If you join on YouTube as I'm trying to pull the questions up as I'm doing this. If you join the channel, you get these cute little emojis you can use, and if you become a patron, we have the monthly Patreon Tarot Social. Next one will be on the 29th. And we're going to be going over Halloween stuff. I've got crazy old Halloween costumes to show you, and all kind of Halloween themed stuff. And there's more, but it just eludes me. And now I'm also streaming on Facebook and Twitter as well. So yeah, it's a lot, but I'll get there. All right, let me pull this up and make sure, because I've got lots of your questions. Tomorrow is the January 6th hearing. Is tomorrow. I'll be coming on at 11:30, and we will watch. We'll watch that together. I'm on during the live streams, and I'm usually over here in a little. You can watch it together, and I'm usually over here on a little part of the screen. And I get emotional about it. So it's usually I'm having a little silent film over here and throwing popcorn at Trump. I can't help it. It's not an act. That's how I am. So that's tomorrow. There's a January 6th hearing tomorrow. So I'll be live for that. Just coming on half an hour early just to set up and everything. But then questions that aren't covered today, because you guys are great questions, are being rolled over to Friday. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you like the overlay. Yeah, I had to do some funky stuff to get this to do the yellow and green, but I think it turned out well. So anyway, all right. So, yes, thank heavens Lori is back. Oh, bless Lori. She is such a sweetheart. She is one of the sweetest people I have ever met, that I've met in my entire life. I mean, it's like neck and neck between Sienna Rose, Lori from Positive Change. Oh my gosh, who else? I mean, they're just these sweetest people in this community. It's amazing. It's just amazing. So, and you guys are great. You make this a great community, because you're so kind to each other too. So thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. All right, let me pull out ye old cards. Yes, Mel has Boo Pumpkin, Boo Hat, and Boo. Boo was and Kitty, who is asleep in the other room, I'm afraid. So we have no kitty, but we do have little pumpkins and Halloween stuff. All right. And lastly, I just want to thank Diana Cachet as I'm pulling my cards out. Thank you so much for the nails. It was a gift. I saved the gift receipts so I can thank you on these beautiful nails. Aren't they lovely? So, thank you. All right. Let's do the thing. 5 minutes in. Okay. Put that there, move this over a little. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. At 5:30, you guys are getting your popcorn ready for tomorrow. Hear that? Roger that. Okay, so tomorrow's January 6th hearing is expected to highlight newly obtained Secret Service records. You don't say. Newly obtained Secret Service records showing how President Trump was repeatedly alerted to brewing violence that day, and he still sought to stoke the conflict. It's also rumored to be the last hearing. Will we get a hint of the final recommendations of the committee? There's a lot here. There's a lot here. So let's start with the Secret Service records. What effect will that have? It is a beautiful day here in Chicago. It is 64 degrees Fahrenheit, which is lovely. Heavily overcast, little breezy. Trees are very orange, which ones that go orange are red. And in the bedroom, the main light comes from two big windows, and like this is 3 windows, and there's a set of 2 in the bedroom, and the light in the bedroom at this time of year is very, very warm. It's a very yellow orange because all the light's it's bouncing off the tree outside, so it's lovely. Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you for asking about the sending me stuff. I don't. It's a long story, but the upshot is I basically have such little space that I have a wish list on Amazon, but other than that, I'm afraid I don't take anything else really, because I spend most of my time rearranging what I've got to fit into this tiny space that I have. So sorry. Judy, thank you so much. That is so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. My gosh. Oh. Kathy Lamson saying Chicago's my hometown. Dale is saying it's my old hometown. Mel is saying it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit in Houston. It's fall, right? Oh my gosh. And it is raining in, is that Missouri? Not sure. All right. Okay. Tomorrow. Again, this is why I timestamp. Tomorrow's January 6th hearing is expected to highlight newly obtained Secret Service records showing how President Donald Trump was repeatedly alerted to brewing violence that day. And he still sought to stoke the conflict. Okay. Is it going to have any effect? Mississippi. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you. Ooh, Kristen from Uncover the News. Thank you for all your help. It's 67 degrees Fahrenheit in Ontario. Secret Service, Trump. January 6th hearing. Is it going to make any difference? It's not going to help him. I can tell you that. That's a given. Thank heavens Biden is the president. Seriously. Thank you. Thank you, Joe Biden, for being president. Oh my gosh. Man. I should have remembered that Mississippi was it was MS. Because it's like Mississippi stole all the S's. All right. Disappointed. We're going to be upset about this. We're going to be unhappy that what happened, and just we're being brought back to how awful that day was, and how corrupt, what a understatement of the year, what a flawed human being Donald Trump is. Magician. We need help. Send help. But he just, no, he's a narcissist. He has no empathy. He Seven of Cups, Knight of Swords. Actually, this surprises me. The Secret Service has been getting a possibly deserved bad rap for a while, but this actually feels like there was pushback by people in Secret Service saying we have to do something. We've got to help with where Mike Pence is. There are some people who weren't in on the Donald Trump way of doing things, who were not loyal to Donald Trump above all, who were in the Secret Service. They were really trying to fight back against this craziness. We have to go help. What do you mean we're not calling in anybody? We're not calling in National Guard, CIA, FBI. I mean, you can't have CIA on U.S. soil, but still, anybody. It's like you're a janitor. You're you're a pencil pusher in the basement of the State Department. Send everybody, which is how it should have been. Man. So it feels like it might help the reputation of the Secret Service a little. Is it going to make any difference to support of the right? I mean, we're going into midterms. Kathy Lamson said, who could have called in to help on January 6th? Well, they called the Pentagon, and the people at the Pentagon were like, nah, we're not sending in the National Guard, including Charles Flynn. He was one of the people on that group call. They were like, no, it would look bad. Really? Oh, Mel. Trump says Trump will be deposed in E. Jean Carroll's lawsuit next week. Nice. Oh, even better. Kristen, thank you for bringing that. Breaking. Ron DeSantis will be federally investigated by the Treasury Department for using COVID relief funds to trick Venezuelan refugees into getting on a flight from Texas to Martha's Vineyard. Yes, but what's the punishment? Is it just a, you should have done that? Or is it a, you could go to prison? I love it, but all right. So anything else on, will it have at 15 in a bit? Let's make it 15:30. There we go. Will it be the last hearing? Will we get a hint of recommendations? Because I thought Jamie Raskin came out and said there was going to be more. They had the committee has some kind of deal with a publishing house. Is it Macmillan? With a publishing house to publish the final report. The initial publication date was going to be October 18th, but obviously that's going to be pushed back. And because Ari Melber wrote the foreword, has written the foreword. 3 of Cups. It's going to be nice to just hear some reality. Not just, it was all rigged. The election was rigged. Okay, where's your proof? It just was. The numbers don't add up. Okay, so let's go through an individual case. There were more voters in this state than, there are more people that voted than voters in the state. No, there weren't. What state? According to what numbers? It's just vile. It's just a garbage, and you're talking to someone who's just, these people who are so deranged, and it's so nice to be able to sit there and be like, oh, facts, objective reality. All right, I pulled 3 cards, but the first one came out as 2 cards. We may get some hints of Republicans in the institutions. Ways that they tried to stop the transfer of power, ways they tried to stop the process, and they're still swanning around. So I think we're going to be hearing about some of the other people involved. I believe they're going to be showing some Roger Stone footage from, thank God for stupid criminals. Narcissist Roger Stone, the drama king, he was being followed around for another documentary about his life, and they were there at the Willard Hotel. And the next morning, we've already seen footage where he was on the phone and he's throwing stuff in his bag. He's like, we better get out of town before we get arrested, or something along those lines. And it's like, and he's still walking around, huh? Okay. Boy. So, are there going to be more hearings? Temperance. 4 of Cups, 5 of Wands. This feels like it's nearing the end. It feels like it's running. They want to get the final report finished, and they want to get the report finished before the midterms if possible, but they definitely want to get this thing published before next January. So November, December, this thing has to come out, because they are deathly afraid Republicans are going to take control of the House and they're going to shut it all down. Kevin says, yes, so looking forward to mañana. Yes. Deborah says, I'm sleeping better. Good. Kathy Delisle says, the threads of the web of conspiracy. Yeah. Oh, Mel Broussard says, DeSantis, 18 U.S. Code 653, dispersing off dispersing officer misusing public funds. Oh, that sounds ominous for him. Oh, by the way, did you guys see, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, how, two things. One, Marjorie Trader Greene might be dropping the Green from her name. So it'll just be Marjorie Trader. And two, she was complaining, of course, about people are flooding over the borders and they're going to change your culture and they're going to, do all this kind of stuff. And, Jimmy Kimmel, he had a very good point, which is, so we'll have malicious, racist, so malicious, racist rhetoric, extremism, and it'll be replaced by empanadas and crazy soap operas. I'm in. I am too. Yeah. Bring it. Gonna replace fascist Christian nationalism with great food, nice people. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, okay. Anna's saying telenovela, bring him on. Yeah. Okay. So Mel has information about DeSantis. 18 Code 653, dispersing officer misusing public funds, find the amount embezzled and or imprisoned for 10 years. You don't say. I think we need to look at that 2230. Let's just nip over 2230. DeSantis federal. I just misspelled that. Federal investigation. Make a note here. Amount embezzled. Is it and or? Up to 10 years in prison? Question mark. You go down here and get rid of a couple of things down here so I have space. I've run out of space. There are so many great. You guys you really bring great questions. But okay. DeSantis. 50 save. All right, DeSantis. Oh, Ron. So you used COVID funds, did ya? Did ya now? Being federally investigated. It doesn't feel like a slam dunk. It's there's something about this. It's hard to make it stick. Let's see if I can pick up better energy, clearer energy. Ooh, okay, yeah, I know it's terrible. What they did to those people's heinous, but DeSantis. Okay, what I got a mental image of like whatever his office looks like, which to me looks like one of those, Do you have some basic idea of what the offices in the Capitol, the federal U.S. Capitol, look like? Where, they're odd shaped, but they've got high ceilings, and in certain areas, the actual offices of the people high up, you get the leather couches and the old stuff. I don't think that's what DeSantis. I don't think that's what the governor's mansion looks like in Florida. I don't know, but I just got a mental image of like office, governor office, person high in government office. I just got a mental image of him being like knocked back onto, like falling back onto this couch, but he's still in his office. And I agree. Awakening with Susan says his stunt was political, so he should have used campaign funds, not state funds. 5 of Swords. Insult to injury. There's the 4 of Cups of refusal. Queen of Pentacles. So he's surrounded by flunkies. 2 of Cups. Excuse me. Really? Hello, Barb. This is when these people got to Martha's Vineyard, they were actually treated quite well. People came together to try to help them because there's nothing in place to help them. And Page of Pentacles. And DeSantis thought he got away with it, so he could just keep doing it. And apparently they're between Texas and Florida and maybe Arizona. Anyway, but definitely Texas and Florida. Last I heard, there were between 5 and 8 buses of immigrants arriving in New York City every day. Thank you, Kathy. Huh. I'm afraid I don't do personal readings. It's just political stuff. Sorry. Again, him being knocked backwards, like he gets hit, but he's still in his office. The other choice says in his latest commercial, his wife is saying he's so wonderful, makes me sick. Well, he was the one, didn't he put out the campaign ad where he was teaching his daughter about let's build the wall or something? Well, racism starts at home. Teresa Ford. Thank you. I sent in my Florida mail ballot yesterday. Happily voted for Christ. Something I wouldn't have thought would happen when Christ was in the governor's office last time. Teresa Ford, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Moon. Oh, he is causing chaos. Knight of Cups. 8 of Cups. This is investigators going after. This is evidence. This is Chariot. He's going to be in trouble. This is both law enforcement, which means this ramps up, but this is also what he was doing for this heinous thing. All right, so is DeSantis going to prison? Ace of Cups. Okay, possibly raining on his parade, but let's see. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups. This isn't prison. This is a lot of people going after each other. This is his lawyers or his people fighting back. This is the federal government. This is attack back and forth. I'm not getting it. It looks like it looks like the Democratic energy, which can be the DOJ. It's Biden's DOJ. And of course, to Trump's perspective, DeSantis' perspective, all these guys' perspective, DOJ is entirely Democratic at this point. So they come up sometimes as Knight of Cups. So they may be able to rain on his parade, but this is just arguing back and forth. All right, let me spread some cards out and see what else we can get, because I'm not getting an answer what's going to happen to DeSantis. Diane Skiles said, I sent mine this week also. Thank you. Your absentee ballot or mail-in ballot, it's really red on this side of Illinois. Thank heavens for Chicago. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Diane. Thank you for voting. Evelyn says, I'm voting in person. Excellent. Excellent. Sending people off. Bye. Temperance. Oh, go on. Tell me about how Christian you are. Go ahead. Tell me about how Christian you are, duping people and shipping them away. Go ahead. Tell me what a great Christian you are. He's not going to be able to keep doing this for some reason. I wish this was DeSantis going to prison, but it just feels like him not being able to continue doing what he's doing. So I'm not saying he won't face any consequences, but so far all I'm getting is a whole lot of back and forth and fighting and blah, 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 blah. Oh, B. Smith thought I was wearing, thought I was doing an Irish thing today. It's Wednesday. I try to base. I have dominant. I have colors base colors that I start with, different color each day for the day of the week, which helps me organize all the different. There's a different overlay every single day, a different thing every single day. Try to keep the energy up so we can go down in the muck and read on this garbage, and then come back up and be like, oh. And today's Wednesday is green. Let me turn this fan on. Hang on. Okay. I'm back. Charles is taking Floridian's money for his lawyers. He will need. There we go. There we go. Okay. You guys are great. All right, so let's go to Lori's question here. Lori Kimmerl at 3:30. I hope that fan isn't bothering you too much because it feels glorious. 33:30. I guess if it's too loud, I could open this window instead, but then we get other noises. So the vetted moving company scheduled to move Trump's things from the White House in a federal storage unit to Mar-a-Lago before the inauguration was canceled last minute. Where are they now? With a new one of Trump's choosing seemingly used instead. In the haste to get everything out, there were several boxes of items hastily brought to Trump Tower instead. Really? Why the change of companies? With this new information, is a search warrant for Trump Tower coming soon? Let me see. Hang on. Let me grab. I won't necessarily pull up the thing. I won't necessarily show you guys the article. I just want to see where it's from. Mueller, she wrote, breaking exclusive. A moving company contracted. Okay, definitely. In that case, this is from Mueller, she wrote, and there's more information. So let's share this, shall we? Let's take a moment. And here we go. Let's read through this. Make sure you guys can see it. Yes, you can. All right. Breaking exclusive, a moving company contracted to move items from the White House to Mar-a-Lago when Donald left office was canceled last minute, according to a person familiar and email coordination with the White House usher and staff. According to the email, the company was supposed to pick up packed boxes from the federal warehouse the Tuesday before Biden's inauguration, and then scheduled to pick up boxes at the White House early on Inauguration Day. The contract was canceled just days ahead of the move. A person familiar with the matter says a cancellation was strange. Not just any old company can do this job, given the background checks, waivers, legal documents. An email confirming the move dates was received by the company from Haley Rivero, executive assistant to the chief usher, and Timothy Harleth, chief usher. Tom Robinson Facilities was copied. Per the email, after they were picked up, some boxes were delivered to Palm Beach, while others were to be delivered to Trump Tower in New York at a later date. Really? I have been picking up them definitely searching Trump Tower. And I would hope all their other places too. But yeah, Dr. Nancy O. Garland, excuse me, paging Merrick Garland, please send your FBI agents to Trump Tower, Bedminster, and any other Trump-related property. Thank you. Ooh, boy. Oh, thank you, Mary. That was very sweet. Thank you for sharing. Oh, Deborah says, I'm voting in person too. I take my grandkids so they know the importance. Nice. Yes, Wheezy Squeeze Box. I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. Yeah, and they get, Florida and Texas get federal funds for dealing with all of that. So anyway, all right, Trump Tower. Paging Merrick Garland. Come on. Come on. Okay, they really have. I mean, there's work going on behind the scenes, but I'm mentally standing in an office, like offices, like a place where Garland's attorneys and people and what have you would meet and what have you, and it's quiet, relatively quiet. They're busy working on their thing, but they really have geared down a lot as far as like going out and doing the big stuff until after November 8th, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks from yesterday. So Amara says, didn't 45 fire the head usher as they left the White House on January 20th? That I don't know. Would you mind asking the great Google machine? They would know. King of Cups. Put things off until after the midterm so the DOJ can't be accused. Yeah, they're oh gosh, they're bending over backwards. So DOJ cannot be accused of this being political. He took national secrets. He kept them in a closet. This is not political. This is national security. Okay. Grr. Yes, Kathy Delisle. America's called the Great Melting Pot. Yes. And we are stronger for it. King of Wands. There's Trump the idiot and the man himself. The man of the sour. 8 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, 4 of, they're not yours. He's still just ducking and dodging and oh, they're mine. He actually said the other night, they're all that stuff, it's mine. Just admitting that the quiet part out loud, huh? Okay. You know that can be used against you in court, right? Okay, whatever. And he's going to find out that it's not working. And it's increasingly harrowing. But until after the midterm elections, crickets. Dave says, I think that's an unfair advantage for political criminals. Yes. I don't know if this is working. Nope, that's not it. Hang on. I was trying to find some things I could kind of add to the live stream, but no, nothing handy. Yeah, I was hoping there were some crickets handy, but no. All right. All right. Well, I tried. All right. I'll have to fight with that later. Okay. So, yeah, Kathy Lampson. He also said they were planted. Mm-hmm. They were planted. And then when he was called out on that, they're all mine. And then it's, I don't have them. Then they're planted. They're all, whatever. He's scum. Donald John Trump, former president of the United States, is scum. 4245, Michael Cohen. Okay, 4245. Man who has served his time, has taken responsibility for his previous actions, and therefore has regained a place in society. Michael Cohen fears for his safety should Trump get another term. Oh, yeah. Trump won't get another term. But would people have to worry for their safety? Yeah. Does he and those who testified against Trump, like Cassidy Hutchinson, have legitimate reason to fear? Yeeps. I mean, we know he's a coward. He won't even fire people, but he does. He has other people do stuff. Go beat him up. Remember the protester? Go beat the blank out of that protester. So if the walking embodiment of all 7 deadly sins go back in the White House, I get even the Republican Party going, you know what? I mean, they're extremists. If he got in, that would mean these extremists all over the country would get in too, because the Republican primaries have been heavily overtaken, not by moderates, but by the true cuckoo clocks. And even despite that, it just I'm getting I'm trying to really feel the energy, and I'm getting a mental image of the people standing around like on the House of the floor, the Senate or the House of Representatives, and even the Republicans just kind of looking at each other like, are we really going to? No, this can't stand. Yeah, there is no bottom. I warn you right now. There is nothing he won't sink to. There's no like, oh, I wouldn't do that. And there's a cricket sound on YouTube. There we go. Tower. 2 of Pentacles. 7 of Swords, Empress, and 4 of Wands. Oh, okay. He's not going to get back in. So instead of saying, do those people need to fear, what I've got is the continuation of the last question, which is going into Trump Tower, showing that Trump has stuff there that he shouldn't have. The thief card's right in the middle, and it was not protected. And all of America will see that it's a continuation of kind of what he was doing at Mar-a-Lago. It's like, oh, I guess we're answering the last question. So, okay. He's not going to get back in. Not happening. Ixnay, no. Fret not. Okay. All right, at 47. My Manx has a question. 47. Since Trump sold the biggest oil companies to the Saudis, he didn't. My understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought he basically allowed the sale of strategic refineries. Like the Saudis do own some of our key refineries. Am I correct on that? But yeah, that happened. And the Saudis have chosen Russia over us. This says, and they're working with Russia. It's actually, no, Biden is now seriously rethinking the situation, our relationship with Saudi Arabia, because in this crisis, Saudi Arabia has sided with Russia on raising oil prices and whatnot. And just before I came on, just before I hit. So hang on. Need a tissue. Oh yeah, we got a professional thing going on here. But yeah, the Saudis have actively chosen to side with Russia on this, and they've chosen Russia over the U.S. And that and the heinous human rights abuses and all this other stuff that Saudi Arabia has done, Biden's starting to say, you know what? And so the question, can and will Biden be able to utilize leverage to get the Saudis to bring down oil prices? The White House is finally going to reevaluate U.S. ties to Saudi Arabia. What will happen? I think this is an excellent question. Saudi Arabia, U.S. and Saudi Arabia. TikTok, Saudi Arabia. The more green the world goes, the less power you have. 3 of Swords. This was a serious stab in the back. And Biden is taking it personally. Not only is he saying, seeing Saudi Arabia trying to, keep making whatever money they're making, They did this right before midterms. Wilbur starts at Saudis now own the largest refinery capacity-wise in the U.S., located in Port Arthur, Texas. The brand is known as Motiva, but the refinery is majorly owned by the Saudi government wealth funds. Leviticus John says, I'm so happy he's changing his mind about Saudi Arabia. Been saying they are not our friends forever. Thank you, universe. Yes. Sweet Sugar Jones, I love that name, says, I'm just impressed you have a spare box and don't have to resort to TP. Welcome to my OCD. I could open this closet and it's like, these are the boxes, and then these are replacement parts for the vacuum and the new filters, and these are the dusters, and these are the boxes of books, just so yeah. Ace of Wands, Seven of Cups, Five of Cups, King of Cups. And certainly their MBS's alliance with Trump and Kushner against U.S. interests, that's not going to fly anymore. This no, and this was quite the insult. That's Biden rethinking the plan, seriously rethinking the plan. And it doesn't feel like Saudi Arabia ends up on a good place here. I mean, one of the reasons the U.S. has been buddy-buddy with Saudi Arabia was so we could have military bases. But we're not in Iraq and Afghanistan anymore. And Dave says new solar technology is being discovered daily. Sherlock Holmes says, I'm way ahead of everyone. I don't even own a car. I don't own a car either. Lovers. We were close. Fool. But the messenger, very strange, very strained. So we'll have to see what Biden comes up with. Get a longer term view here. Because the longer MBS is in power, it's not like Saudi Arabia is going to become a better member of the world. Yeah, something like that. Queen of Swords. Well, Electra Storm's asking, can we sanction Saudi Arabia? I don't think we necessarily have to sanction them. Lovers. Four of Cups, Knight of Wands. So what I'm getting is they may own that huge refinery in Texas, in Port Arthur, but if push comes to shove, I think there might be some tax incentives for some U.S. companies to build a comparable thing or a bigger thing, or for companies to get their oil refined at American companies. Yeah. And Trump with his live golf, whatever. No, it's Saudi Arabia is, it just is like the clouds are getting darker and darker and darker. Not like it's going to storm necessarily. Well, it'll storm a little, but really it's just not exactly all shiny and happy and let's all go to Saudi Arabia. Tiffany Lily's asking, does it have anything to do with Kushner? Well, it doesn't feel like it's going to do any, it doesn't feel like it's going to look good for Trump. I want to get through these other questions. Maybe on Friday we can look at Kushner in Saudi Arabia. Thank you, Tiffany. Okay, Jenny had a question, and at 55:30. Sorry, your questions are very important to me. I have a lot of them. All right, so Jenny Straunch was asking, does the Louisiana Senate race look like the state will turn blue? I definitely wanted to make sure I covered this because Louisiana is not like a lot of other states. November 8th is not their election day. Their election day is actually December 10th. What to us is going to be election day in Louisiana is going to be primary day. And that's why I haven't been looking at who's going to specifically win which person. There are like 8 people running on the Democratic side and what have you. So December 10th, December 11th, will Louisiana turn? Will it be more blue? Louisiana Senate, will it go blue? Mel Broussard says Louisiana has runoffs of the top 2 vote getters on November 8th. Thank you. Oh, Tiffany Pumpkin. Great share. Okay. 5 of Wands. Right-wing rancor. Queen of Swords. Knight of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, 6 of Cups, Chariot. There's a definite rise of women happening, where women are getting tired of being increasingly treated like second-class citizens. So, because of the legal stuff that has happened and a very strong Republican bent in Louisiana, this is some Republicans walking away and a lot more Democratic votes here, and this is a big chariot. And since this comes later, this might be in reaction to what happens in other places. Let me see if I can get some more information. For all that they talked, the pollsters are talking to people, and people are saying, "Oh, I don't care about women dying and all of that. I just care about the cost of gas. I just care about inflation. That's all I care about. That's the most important thing to me." It says a lot about you, Spiff. But Parbs' chariots have fired up women. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Yes, Mel Broussard. Louisiana right now does have a Democratic governor, but the state house is representative. Knight of Wands, far right. I was actually married in the old state capitol building in Baton Rouge in the old House of Representatives chamber. It was beautiful. 10 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands. Well, I'm getting some far right victory here. Getting mixed messages. Let's see. Senate, Louisiana Senate. Senator. Louisiana senators. Red or blue? Knight of Cups. Aha, that's good energy. Page of Wands. Their policies, their messages. Again, I've got Republicans walking away. I've got more Democratic votes there. And heartbreak. I would say that the Democrats have more of a chance than normal. It's not going to be a blowout, but women voting is going to make a big difference. Yeah, and it feels like the far right feels like the Republicans being surprised. Like, where did that come from? Oh, you mean you take away rights from women and they don't like it? And they don't vote for you? I'm shocked. CC Ryder says GOP Kennedy is up 37 points in the latest Senate poll. Ugh. So who's yes, Jay Brumley, vote. So who is I haven't looked at the polls yet. Who's it looking like? He's going to be, there are 2 senators for each state. So it's Kennedy and have you guys heard? Mel Broussard, women, powerful women do rule the world if they vote. Yeah, I've got that pin. It says it's a man's world unless women vote. Yeah. Yeah, Kennedy's heinous. But all right, what have we got next? Speaking of Marjorie Trader, 102.30. So, Marjorie Trader used National Coming Out Day to call upon the Supreme Court to invalidate same-sex marriage because of the Bible. The quote, the Bible. The internet was quick to point out Leviticus 20:10 and John 7:53 to 8:11, which would have Marjorie stoned for adultery, stoned to unalivement for adultery. So, the far right on the bench listen to their pleas. So really, this is a Scottish question. SCOTUS question. Dr. Nancy says, I don't trust the polls now at all. Yeah, there's weirdness there. Teresa Ford says, Marjorie Trader mean. Yeah. Only one senator will be on the ballot. Oh, who said that? I want to give you guys credit. Jay Brumley. So Kennedy, huh? I guess that means he'll be in, but I'm getting a lot of women voting and a lot of people who used to vote Republican voting Democratic. So, for what it's worth. Jesse Hill says, I love how they nitpick certain things from the Bible. They pick and choose. So, Federalist Society judges can invalidate same-sex marriage because of Bible. Are there any? They're kind of like a big ugly spider that's sitting in a web. I'm getting a mental image of one of those old, late 1800s political cartoons where you get a spider web, and it has the Supreme Court like written in the web, and then there's a big hulking black spider that's just waiting to pounce, and it's got like little people carrying like cases from different states to throw into the web, and that's what it feels like. The Supreme Court's just like bring us cases where we can vote far right. Do they have a case on the docket where they can get rid of same-sex marriage and take more rights away? Seven of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Hanged Man. Bible says what you think it says. If you pick and choose, they keep undermining themselves. And I've got a hangman here. What's the hangman? I fear what that means. But let's pull some more cards. Barb is asking, is Clarence going to resign, retire, or some other alternative? I think I read on that earlier. Did I read on that last week? Read on it recently. Doesn't look like it. Oh, look, it's the devil card. My nephew isn't married at the moment, but he has every right to marry whomever he wants to. The world. Boy, that's quite the butting of heads over the Supreme Court and the power that they have, and where the country is going, where civilization is going, where the vibrational level of the world is going, which is more inclusive and more connected, and 10 of Wands, Queen of Wands, the burden of the Federalist Society, the group of the far right being awful. What do they have on their docket? Regina says, my nephew's married and his husband is wonderful. Oh, good. I don't like this. Tell me what is on the docket, because if they get the chance. Oh, religious freedom. As long as it means Christian nationalism has power. It isn't even Christianity, it's Christian nationalism. Man, oh, it just started raining. It's quite lovely. In a nice gloomy fall kind of way. I love that. So, yeah, I'm not liking this. All right, so at 109:30, Tarot with Ruby had a question. 109:30. What is the future of the far right in Europe? Well, we see a lot of fascist parties growing. Oh no, we see a lot of fascist parties growing, and it's getting scary. Far right in Europe, huh? Doesn't Germany have like laws against a lot of that garbage? I haven't lived in Germany. I haven't been lucky enough to live in Germany at any point. But didn't they look around and go, you know, whew, quite the storm. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera around. Hang on, hold the phone. With that, whew, all right. Desk floor. Okay. Move drinks. Move that over. Grab this stuff. Move that. Put the lamp up here for a minute. Or not. Turn the camera. Sorry, that was my phone. And around we go. Are you going to work with me here? Yeah, it's crazy. Well, thank you, Fran. Thank you. All right. So you can see out. Yeah, you can see out. And if I move this back, you should be able to all right, lamp, work with me here. There. All right, I should be able to move this back. Goodness gracious. All right. A chair. And I'm actually going to quickly pull up the old, turn the volume all the way down, but I'm going to pull up this live stream right now so I can see the chat. Oh, there we go. Sweet Sugar Jones, please be careful about exposing your identity. Love, Mom. Pardon? What identity? You guys know what my name is? It's raining. Yeah. Oh, good. You guys like to look. You have a beautiful red leaf tree in your yard. Yes, it's actually the neighbor's yard, but that's the light that filters into the bedroom. So, all right, let me keep reading on your questions. It is not snow. It's just leaves and some rain. So I'll put this here. Sorry, that was really loud. This here. All right, let me keep reading on your questions because I have got ye old. Like this and that. There you go. Because I've got this, I can show you the cards. I meant your location. Oh, no. This is the view. Back before and everybody got this view back before I was showing my face. Because for a long time, a couple of years, I didn't show my face on camera. So. All right. Oh, thank you, Julie. Anne says, I remember this view with snow. Oh, that's coming. Wanda saying, is that marble on your sill? Marble. Oh, this is a that is a prism, and it fills in the morning. First thing in the morning, it fills the place with most beautiful rainbows. So, yeah, it just sits up here. All right. Okay, back to the questions. Oh, Kathy Dalal says, I like seeing what you're seeing. It's like visiting your home. Well, I wish I could invite you. You know, with my Cancer moon. Semper says, I do geolocation professionally and wouldn't be able to find her house based off this view. Oh, there are people who found my house. Yeah, I've received some random packages, not from Amazon. And it's like, oh, duh. Yeah, I'm not amazingly well hidden, but that's just life. So yeah, we'll definitely do this again when it's snowing. All right, so what was the next question here? Let me see. Go in the description box. And the next question is about the far right in Europe. Yeah, that's scary. 1/1630. Where's my notebook? Production media. I'll just write it down in here. I am going to make some videos about how I organize my business and get a whole bunch of different stuff done without drowning. And one of them is a series of notebooks, color-coded notebooks, where I keep specific notes so I don't lose them. But, all right, and this is black and orange. So I open up here, and at let's say 118, this will be far right in Europe. All right. Kind of scary. They are just leaves. It's not snowing. It's not snowing. CC Ryder says, I guess the turnout in Italy was low, giving Meloni her far right seat. Bannon helping to boost the far right for a couple of years now. Well, I'm getting a mental image of the youth, the younger people in Europe overall, and they're just not buying it. Which is always a good thing. All right, Queen of Swords. You start passing more restrictive laws, and you're going to get some more. You're going to get some rebellion on your hands. All right, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Fool, High Priestess, and 10 of Wands. Yeah, I moved the lamp up onto the cat tree, so I'm getting some light from up there. This is far right activism trying to move forward. This is more the kind of liberal way of doing things, and it's a queen. I mean, it's got strength. Here are some fools in the middle who think that this is a way to gain power. This is a way to stoke fear, basically. Narrow-minded scumbags who think that vilifying anyone who looks differently than they do is the way to go. And using some higher wisdom here, because the farther right that they go in the right, the more far right laws that they pass, the harder it is for them to move forward on the right, the far right. Their extremism, if whatever power they get, it's almost like trying to near the speed of light, where the closer you get, exponentially, you need exponential amounts more energy to get closer and closer and closer to the speed of light. And that's what this feels like. The more they do, the harder it's going to be for them to remain in power, to move forward, to have success. So, yeah. Kelly says, got a deck of cards and a book. Gonna start pulling cards, see how it goes. Oh, the Lena Rodriguez and Sienna Rose, their deck, the One World Tarot, is lovely. It's absolutely lovely. I just don't feel comfortable using it on these readings because, this is my chipper little workhorse here, and I don't want to put this kind of scumbag energy on cards I'm going to use for like people I like, like nice people. They're leaves. It's not snow. So, all right. What else have we got? Next question. So, got that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this came up the other day. So at probably 123. Senior members of the Russian parliament said that any U.S. state wanting to secede from the Union, meaning our Union, would be considered for admittance into Russia. So I guess this is the United States of Russia. United States of Russia, America? Russian America? Yeah, United States of Russian America. Okay, so many far-right states start talking about this sort of thing, considering how many Trump followers have said they'd rather be Russian than a Democrat, or give Democrats any power, as the boneheaded as this is, deeply boneheaded as this is. And is suggesting, can we give them Abbott in Texas? There you go. Sharon Ann says DeSantis and Abbott would probably do it if they could get away with it. I'll put this over here, so at least I'm facing the microphone. Rowan says Texas and Florida, maybe Kentucky might hop on that. And Dave says, response deleted. I love that. Electric Storm, how will that exactly work? I don't. Isabel Moss, no returns accepted. I love you guys. No returns accepted. Christian from Uncover the News saying Red Dawn, yes. Electric Storm says they can always give up their citizenship and move to Russia. Exactly. And Regina is saying, now that would be a reason to build a wall at the border. I'm not expecting anybody to take anybody up on this, but take the Russians up on this, but I'm just curious. There's 3 cards. Is it really? Oh yeah, the travel card. The taking your laws and your people and your families, and big old movement. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that gun-loving Russia, where you can't have guns. Seriously, people have hunting guns in Russia, and that's it. You're not allowed. There's no Second Amendment. There are no liberal gun laws in Russia at all. At all. Hanged man, please tell me that means this is a dumb idea, not that they'll go, hey, suspend our time in the Union, Justice. Oh, yeah. And you too can have your dissidents thrown from windows high up on buildings. Magician. Oh, the Russians are very much talking into the ears of some idiots, some right-wing idiots, but no. It doesn't even feel like, I mean, at least Alaska would at least be like in proximity. But I've got 3 major arcana here of no, the justice here and magician there, no, and no. Yeah, no. Deborah Johnson says those people wouldn't survive long in Russia. Yep. Go ahead, start criticizing the leader. See how long you last. Okay, so oh, good point. And thank you, Wednesday time check. Thank you. Wheezy Squeeze Box says, I hate leaf blowers and they terrify the chickens. Oh. I still have 9 minutes and I'm enjoying the view. I hope you are. I'm certainly enjoying the view. The wind's kind of died down though. It was beautiful. It was raining when I turned it around. All right, what else have we got? Is there another question? Actually, I know there are a bunch of questions, but let me see. And all right, so the rest of this is Elon Musk and Russia. All right, let's look at the Russian Crimean, the Crimean bridge. 128. Because Russia they've just arrested 8 people for the bombing of the Crimean bridge. Ukraine has yet to take responsibility for the explosions. Is this all for show? Was the bridge damaged in negligence or sabotage from within Russia? We'll look at this again, because they just arrested 8 people. Crimean bridge. 8 arrested. I'm surprised Putin didn't go drag Navalny out of prison and put him on trial for this. If Ukraine had done this, it just feels like if Ukraine had done this, they would have taken credit for it. This would be a huge morale booster. Oh, thank you, Judy. Thank you for being here. Teresa Ford said, well, the explosion happened on the side where you'd be driving from Russia. Okay. True, Semprus. There are a lot of factors that weigh in the benefit of not taking outright credit. Yeah. Barb says there are a lot of partisans in Crimea. All right. Well, so the Russians have arrested 8 people. Feels like it's 3 cards. Sorry, just bumped the computer with my elbow. Oh, justice as it is in Russia. 10 of Cups. Judgment. Queen of Pentacles. Well, the Ukrainians love it. Somebody has to be held accountable, though. And Queen of Pentacles. This still feels like I keep getting the same thing. And I'm not saying, anybody who does this, who says they're 100% correct is not, I don't think, being honest with themselves. But this is a group of people who are in charge of material things, and I just keep getting somebody screwed up. That the Russians are so lacking in funds. When the war started, 8-9 months ago, Putin created a huge surplus of cash on hand. That is almost depleted. They are not taking care of their people. They're not using safety measures. They're desperate. It feels like just a big screw up. Just having a look. Sin Page says Russia's outlawed all religions except the Russian Orthodox Church. That includes no evangelicals allowed. Okay. Yeah, the Christian nationalists, they'd love that. Semper says, in key to ruling out Russia attempting a false flag is civilian casualties. If they had been attempting that, they would have done it during rush hour to maximize casualties. Kelly says, wow, didn't see that coming. Okay. Julie says, Russia posting the DL of the truck driver too is so suspect. There's no way pieces of paper survive that blast. Well, that and the fact that they haven't released all of the footage. There are other camera angles apparently, and they're not releasing them. And there's no way to know if they've cut out, because the Russians released that video, and there's no way to know if they cut out some frames. So Kristen from Uncover the News is saying they're telling their soldiers they'll get better armor if they kill Ukrainians and take their, oh jeez. Yeah, I mean, this is what we're dealing with. So I keep getting it's. Putin is so messed this up. I mean, up, down, left, right, back and forward. Hanged man. Empress, Seven of Wands, Page of Wands. That's Ukraine. But that is an action by the Ukrainians. They're like, Ukrainians over here, like, yeah, this is us, but this is on the defensive and now sending a message. Yeah, I don't get that. I get that it was people doing dangerous stuff that they were forced to do because Russians do not give a squirrel's rear end about their own people, about their own soldiers, about their own. At the Bullbases, Malcolm Nance stated this morning there was no truck bomb, much bigger event. Well, could be. And yes, tech time. It is time for me to call it for the day, but thank you. All right. Well, that's going to do it for me for today, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me and sharing this with me. It's been wonderful. I so love hanging out with you guys. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. It is 1:39 p.m. here in Chicago. At 4 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel to do Creative Sprints. You're always welcome. And tomorrow I'll be coming on at 11:30 Central Time in the U.S., a half hour earlier than normal, because tomorrow is a January 6th Select Committee hearing. We're going to watch it together. And bring your popcorn. It's going to be quite a show. All right. Hang in there, and I will see you right back here tomorrow. Thank you so much. All right. You're not alone. We're in this. We're in this together, and there are good days ahead. All right. So take care.